let the procs begin. Look at the purple numbers. We got purple up front, purple down below, purple everywhere. We got all of the purple in the world, and then that boy's gone. So you got your hands on Fischl in 1.2, and you're wondering exactly what you should be doing for her. We're covering over exactly how to make Fischl as strong as possible, what she's good for early game, mid game, and late game, and why she is so strong still to this day in Genshin Impact, and gets stronger as new characters get released because of how she works in conjunction with those characters at end game. So Fischl, very strong character, obviously electro character, ranger type character, uses that bow. What bow should you be using with Fischl? There's a lot of options out there for you guys. The best one is going to be the stringless. This is an insanely strong weapon. Ignore the elemental mastery on this bow. That is not what makes it good for her. What makes it good for her is the ability on it. The arrowless song, even at refinement rank 1, is incredibly powerful because it's going to boost your elemental skill and your elemental burst damage. But that's not the only thing that it does. Not only does it increase the actual damage that you're doing when you use Knight Rider or when you use Midnight Phantasmagoria, it's going to affect all properties of Oz. That is counted as an elemental skill damage, so keep that in mind. So while Oz is out doing attacks, that's going to count and activate off of your elemental skill damage. So you're really trying to maximize that elemental skill damage, in the stringless is one of the best weapons, if not the best weapon in the game, to do that on Fischl. Now, in addition to that, there are some other weapons that you can use on her. If you want to make her, right, you just started out in Genshin Impact, you want to make her your main damage dealing character. She's out on the field all the time, which she can do. Something like the Rust is very powerful. It gives attack percent bonus, increases your normal attack damage. That's fantastic. For other 4-star bow options that you can gain access to, the Pavonius Warbow, the Sacrificial Bow, the Royal Bow, you can get those and use those for the time being. None of them are super special for her though, and they don't stand up to the stringless for a elemental damage Fischl. They don't stand up to the Rust for a physical damage carry Fischl at the start of the game either. Now you can use something like the Compound Bow, the Black Cliff Warbow, or the Prototype Crescent. Those are okay. The Battle Pass Bow, the Viridescent, is also pretty strong as well. And then obviously, of course, if you have a 5-star weapon like the Skyward Harp or the Amos Bow, those are both incredibly powerful for Fischl as well, especially when you level them up because they have much higher base attack. One of them, like the Skyward Harp, gives you critical hit chance and critical hit damage bonus. If you're using the Amos Bow and you're using carry Fischl, that's going to increase your normal and charge attack damage based on the flight of your spear there. So keep that in mind when you fire those arrows. If you're farther away, you're doing more damage with that, but none of them stand up to the stringless when it comes to just maximizing Fischl. Now, artifact selection, what should you be using on Fischl? You want to get your hands on, eventually, once you can start farming artifacts, the Thunderbird's Mercy set, at least the 2-piece bonus. This is going to be 15% electro damage. As you use Fischl later and later and later and more, she becomes more and more of an off the battlefield electro damage spamming, basically machine gun. She becomes incredibly powerful this way. So you're going to want to have the 2-piece from the Thunderbird's Mercy. If you want to, you can go ahead and get the 4-piece as well to reduce the cooldown of her elemental skill, so you can always have that elemental skill available for you. With Oz, you can do that as well. That's going to be a fantastic way to use her. The other thing that you could be doing is getting 2 pieces of Gladiator's Finale for that 18% bonus attack, which is going to be a very fantastic thing to apply to her at end game. It's a 5-star artifact. It can roll higher stats than other 4-star sets like the Gambler set, which the 2-piece for that is also very powerful because it does give 20% additional elemental damage, which is going to increase your thunder damage once again. But you can only get the Gambler at 4-star. So early on, mid-game, you can use the Gambler set because you don't really have access to 5-star artifacts yet. But once you can start farming those 5-stars, get that Gladiator Finale 18% or the 4-piece of Thundering Fury, that's where you want to go there. Now, in addition to that, what kind of stats are we looking for on our stuff? Obviously, the Flower in the Feather, they only ever roll the main stat, right? Attack flat or HP flat. Substats, though, critical hit chance, critical hit damage. That's where you want to be. Attack percent as well is fine. And then obviously energy recharge, as you see on this Thunderbird's Mercy, very strong. Those are the 4 main stats that you can really utilize on this character. But prioritize critical hit chance and critical hit damage over everything else. Then attack and some energy recharge is going to be nice for you there. That's really what you're looking for on those 2 pieces for substats, and substats on everything else as well. Now for the sands, you want an attack percent sands. You don't want a defense one, you don't want an HP one, you want an attack percent sands there. The goblet you're looking for is an electro damage goblet, and you can get some nice critical damage on that as a substat, energy recharge, critical hit chance. You're going to be rolling nice there. And then the circlet, of course, Critical hit chance or critical hit damage depends on which of the two stats you need the most. So in my case, I really wanted more critical hit chance, got a critical hit chance goblet, rolled some critical hit damage as the substat. We're doing fine there. So you're always trying to want to at least get to like 50-ish% critical hit chance, and then get some critical hit damage, and then you're gonna want some nice electro damage bonus there as well. But team composition, what is she doing? What does she do in the battlefield, right? Early on, right, you can use her as a carry. You can get in here and just spam out damage and be like, check me out, I have arrows that do the big damages. You can do that. But really what you're going to want to do later on as you use Fischl is you're going to want to utilize her as a character to allow her to do damage while she's not on the field. And how do you do this? So a lot of people think it's this C6 Fischl. That's the only thing you ever need to have on her to do the big damage. This does help out. And what this does do is while Oz is on the battlefield, whoever your active character is attacking is going to be doing bonus electro damage, 30% of Fischl's attack. So a very small amount of damage there. But the big thing about this one is that it's going to be doing electro damage for free for you. But really where a lot of your damage comes from is going to be coming from her big ascension. This one. Man, it's so strong. It's so strong. Undone be thy sinful het. So if your active character triggers an electro-related elemental reaction while this is on the field, the opponent shall be stricken with the thundering retribution, dealing 80% of Fischl's damage. So this means every single time you trigger a thunder reaction, whether it be, crystallization or swirl or the hydro in electro one, the name escapes me right now. You can do superconductor, you can do the hydro electro one. I don't know, it shocks you. I'll call it shocking shock right now. That's where a lot of her damage is going to come from. And she doesn't even have to be on the battlefield. It's active character. It's not Fischl active character. It's any active character. So let's go ahead and see just what kind of stuff we can do here. Hopefully we don't die. This guy's he's a little naked. He's a little naked. Let's just pop this off. Come on, Mr. Water Boss. Come on, Mr. Water Boss. So then we're just going to want to plant our stuff. And then we're just going to look at all those purple numbers. Look at the purple, man. That's a lot of purple. That's a lot of perps, man. So that's a lot of purple numbers there. And she did all of that without being on the field. That is why the stringless is so strong. That's why you're trying to get that critical hit chance up, that critical hit damage up. Those are applying to your Oz attacks, your Oz procs. It's just a good day to be alive. It's a good day to be a big Fischl fan. Obviously, if you have the Constellation 6, you're going to get some more damage off. You're going to get them extra electro damage attacks, right? You're going to have Oz normally attacking while he's on the field by himself. That's part of his just base set. You're going to have these ones attacking, and then anytime anyone's triggered an electro reaction, like Child, or like you have a support Xingqiu, all of these things are going to be did. You can do it with Barbara. You can do it with Sucrose. You can proc Swirl. You didn't get to see it here, but you could take Venti, you could take Jean, you could take the main character, the Anemo main character. Any of these characters, right? They have the ability, especially the main character, Venti and Sucrose, have the ability to infuse an element into their attack. So take a look at that, because then it gets really crazy when we do that. So we're gonna do it once again. This time we're gonna try to land good old Venti's ult on the boss while it's hit by electro. So Venti's ult is absorbing that electro energy. This is going to allow us to gain access to a bunch, an absolute lot of electro reactions, and that's something that you're going to want to do, especially if you don't have C6. That way you're going to be gaining a lot of extra excuse me, sir, a lot of extra procs from your character. So let's pop this off. Please don't kill Abedo, please, my sir, I beg of you. Okay, so let's proc this. All right, now that we're there, we'll throw this out and then let the procs begin. Look at the purple numbers. We got purple up front, purple down below, purple everywhere. We got all of the purple in the world, and then that boy's gone. So that's really where she shines. She did all of that damage without being active as your active DPS character. So just build her for critical hit chance, build her for critical hit damage when you're working on her end game. Get her, you can do the double Thundering Fury set, so her E is always there. If you have energy recharge on her, though, you might not necessarily need that, because you can EQ and reset the cooldown of Oz. He's just going to stand here. He's just going to be your bread and butter character. And that's just why she's so powerful. She did all of that damage without even being an active character. You just left Oz out on the battlefield and he did the rest. The Ascension 4 passive Ascension did all of that damage for you, just procking. It's just free damage. So build her for that critical hit chance, build her for the critical hit damage, get some elemental damage on her, whether it's thunder or the stringless, if you can gain your hands and put it on that. And it's good. It's going to be so powerful for you. So until then, guys, I want to see your comments, your smiling faces down there. Let me know how you've been using Fischl, what weapons you've been using, how she's been working for you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.